What if I told you that being good with money has nothing to do with how much you earn or what you know about investing? What if your financial stress, your constant worry, your feeling that you're just not getting it has nothing to do with discipline and everything to do with how your brain is actually wired? See, financial intelligence isn't about spreadsheets or stock portfolios. It's not about knowing the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional 401k. True financial intelligence is emotional. It's psychological. It's the rarest form of smart because it requires you to understand yourself before you ever understand money. And here's what makes it so fascinating. Most people with exceptional financial intelligence don't even realize they have it. They just think they're careful or responsible. But research in behavioral economics shows something completely different. The people who make the best financial decisions aren't the ones with the highest IQs or the biggest paychecks. They're the ones whose emotions and money are in the right relationship. So, how do you know if you have this rare form of smart? Here are 7 signs that you possess financial intelligence, the kind that has nothing to do with what you know and everything to do with how you feel. 1. You feel money in your body before you think about it. Most people think financial intelligence starts in your head, but people with true financial intuition feel it in their nervous system first. Before the logical thought, before the calculation, there's a sensation. It might be a slight tension in your chest when you're about to overspend, a heaviness in your stomach when debt starts creeping up, a subtle relaxation when your savings cross a certain threshold. Your body knows before your brain does. Neuroscience calls this somatic awareness, but you just know it as that gut feeling that says this purchase isn't right, or we can't afford this right now, even when the numbers technically say you can. This isn't anxiety. Anxiety is chronic and free-floating. This is precise, targeted. Your nervous system has learned to recognize financial danger the way your hand learns to pull away from a hot stove. You don't think about it, you just feel it. 2. You experience actual grief when you waste money. Here's something most people never talk about. People with financial intelligence often feel genuine grief over financial mistakes. Not guilt. Guilt is I am bad. Grief is I am sad about what happened. When they make an impulsive purchase they later regret, when they lend money that doesn't get repaid, when they miss an opportunity to save, they don't just think that was dumb. They feel a sense of loss, as if something real has been taken from them. Research in neuroeconomics shows that for some people, the brain processes financial loss in the same way it processes physical pain. But here's the difference. They don't just feel the pain, they learn from it. They grieve, they process, and they build systems so it doesn't happen again. This is why they often have such strong boundaries around money. They're not being stingy, they're honoring their own emotional experience. They know that every waste costs them more than dollars. It costs them peace of mind. 3. You have a complicated relationship with treating yourself. Most people think financial intelligence means never spending money on fun, but the truth is more nuanced. People with genuine financial intelligence often struggle profoundly with the concept of treating themselves. They'll watch their friends book spontaneous vacations, upgrade their cars, or dine at expensive restaurants without a second thought. And they'll wonder, why does spending money on myself feel so heavy? Why can't I just enjoy it? Here's what they understand that others don't. Every purchase is a trade-off, not just financially, but emotionally. When they buy something for pleasure, they're not just trading dollars. They're trading security, future options, peace of mind. They've felt the weight of financial instability before, maybe in childhood, maybe in a past struggle, and that memory lives in their body. So when they consider a treat, they're not just asking, can I afford this? They're asking, can I afford the emotional weight of this purchase? It's not that they never enjoy money. It's that the equation is more complicated for them. Pleasure always comes with a calculation, and that calculation is emotional, not mathematical. 4. You mentally time travel when making decisions. This is the hidden key that most people miss. Financial intelligence is actually temporal intelligence. People who are truly good with money have a different relationship with time. When they're considering a purchase, they're not just thinking about the present moment, they're mentally visiting their future self. They can see the version of them that's 65, retired, maybe traveling or helping their kids with college, and that future person has a voice in the decision. Neuroscience shows that people who save well have stronger connections between their present and future selves in their brain scans. They don't see future me as a stranger, they see a continuity. So when they're debating whether to buy those expensive shoes, they're not just thinking, do I want these now? They're thinking, will 70-year-old me wish I had invested this instead? And here's the crucial part. They actually care what that future person thinks. This isn't discipline, it's empathy across time. They have compassion for the person they're becoming, not just the person they are. 5. You feel actual physical discomfort when you see others waste money. This one can make relationships complicated. People with high financial intelligence often report feeling a visceral reaction when they watch others make poor financial decisions. It might be a tightness in their chest when a friend buys a brand new car they can't afford, a sinking feeling when they see someone financing a lifestyle on credit cards. Not judgment, although it can look like judgment from the outside. It's more like watching someone you love step toward a cliff you've already fallen off of. They remember what it felt like to be in debt, to live paycheck to paycheck, to lie awake at night calculating how to make ends meet. And when they see others heading toward that same pain, their body remembers. Their nervous system wants to yell, "Stop!" because they know the emotional cost. This is why financially intelligent people often have such strong opinions about other people's spending. It's not about being right, it's about having been hurt before and not wanting anyone else to feel that hurt.
6. You have a completely different definition of wealth. Here's the paradigm shift that changes everything. People with genuine financial intelligence don't measure wealth in dollars. They measure it in options, in freedom, in peace. While others are comparing salary numbers or net worth statements, they're asking different questions. Do I have the freedom to leave a job I hate? Can I handle a medical emergency without panic? Could I support my parents if they needed me? They've seen too many people with high incomes but no flexibility. People who are rich on paper but trapped in jobs they despise because they need the next paycheck. People who can't say no to anything because they're living on the financial edge. So their goal isn't to get rich, their goal is to get free. Free from fear, free from obligation, free from the constant calculation of how to make it to the next paycheck. And here's what they know that most people never learn. That kind of wealth can't be measured in a bank account. It's measured in peace of mind, in options, in the ability to breathe easy.
7. You feel guilty when you have more than others. This is the hidden emotional cost of financial intelligence that nobody talks about. When you're good with money, you often end up with more of it than the people around you, and that can create a profound sense of guilt. You watch friends struggle paycheck to paycheck while you're building savings. You see family members stressed about bills while you're planning for early retirement. And you think, why them and not me? Why did I get this financial stability while they're still struggling? This is especially true if you grew up without money. There's often a sense of survivor's guilt, like you've somehow betrayed your roots by becoming financially secure. So you might downplay your success. You might avoid talking about your finances. You might even make poor financial decisions just to relate to the people you care about. But here's what you need to understand. Your financial intelligence isn't a betrayal, it's a skill. And using it to create security for yourself and the people you love isn't selfish, it's wise. You getting your financial life together doesn't hurt anyone else. In fact, it often helps because financially stable people can be more generous, more supportive, more present for the people they care about. So if you've ever felt guilty about being good with money, let that guilt go. Your financial intelligence is a gift, not just to you, but to everyone who gets to benefit from the stable, secure, generous version of you.
Now, here's what's really interesting about these 7 signs. They don't actually have anything to do with money. They have to do with how you process risk, how you relate to time, how you handle emotions, how you learn from pain. Financial intelligence isn't about what you know, it's about who you are, how you feel, how you remember, how you hurt, how you hope. And the beautiful thing is that these traits can be developed. You don't have to be born with them. You can learn to listen to your body. You can practice mental time travel. You can reframe what wealth means to you. But it starts with understanding that being good with money isn't about discipline at all. It's about emotional awareness. It's about knowing yourself, your fears, your hopes, your patterns, your pain. Because here's the truth that will change everything. Money is never just about money. It's always about something deeper. Security, love, freedom, control, worth. So the next time you're stressed about finances, ask yourself, what is this really about? Chances are it's not about the dollars. It's about something much more human. And understanding that, that's the rarest form of smart. If you want to understand the psychology behind your financial decisions, hit subscribe, because the more you know yourself, the better life you'll build.